Alright, so I'm back at the Shaken Center in Tokyo with my paperwork here because the original temporary plate that I had for the 34 has expired and I've had to come back here and get another one. So I'm picking up the insurance and then going to the city hall to get my slash plates. And as ever, there's always cool things to see when you come to the Shaken Center, and today we have an Autech 40th anniversary 4-door GTR in pristine condition. This is absolutely spotless, stock wheels and everything. So cool. It's on trade plates, so it's got the red surround. So it's definitely a dealership or somebody with a workshop that has brought it here for the Shaken. DC2 Integra Type R with an FRP hood, Recaro seat. And I just saw a McLaren drop. There it is. There it is. It says Richard Mille on the side. I don't know if it's a special version. Richard Mille. The cool stuff that you see at Shaken centers. And there's a cool K-truck here, but the cooler stuff is in the back. So if you guys are into your bikes, you would know how special a VFR 750R is. Very cool. Alright, so we decided to get some nice chahan opposite the license center in Samezu. Best chahan in the area, awesome shop, always come here. Alright, so picked up the number plates and we are now legal to drive the car, insured and everything. So I'm actually on my way up to ORC, the famous clutch manufacturer. I'm going to be fitting a new twin plate clutch to the car. This is actually replacing another twin plate clutch that I've been running for close to 20 years, as funny as that may sound. So getting rid of the ATS twin carbon for an ORC clutch. I just want the best possible clutch out, in the market to kind of map the car and just have it reliable and no issues with slippage, because we're going to jump in the car and head out. And before I do that though, I actually wanted to show you this brand new Generation Z. You actually don't see these cars too often in Japan. I may have seen like maybe 5 or 6 out on the road. They're still very much behind on deliveries. And I have to say, white is probably the coolest color for this car. I really like how the black parts contrast. But enough of that, time to jump back in the GTR and head out. Okay, so we got the clutch here and we're actually going to take a look at it here in the main shop before we fit it to the car, so we can talk about it, see what the benefits are and what it looks like. So he's basically saying, so it's actually a carbon clutch, which is what originally I asked for, which is great that they were able to prepare this. And the benefits are that it's much easier to handle and drive on the street, so like a daily use kind of thing. And then much better at heat resistance retention, so that it's better performance all around, I guess. Okay, so I just wanted to see a breakdown of the actual clutch, how it's put together, so you can see the 2 carbon fiber clutch discs. So the main difference between this and the one I'm actually using from ATS is that this is actually weaved carbon fiber, where the one I have now is actually forged carbon fiber. So this should actually be smoother and easier to warm up. And the model number is ORC 559cc. Alright, so here it is. Let me move the chair out of the way. Actual clutch, beautiful thing. I mean, it's almost a pity to actually fit this and hide it away. Move the GTR inside. Again, Pit ORC is the place we're at. Ogura Racing Clutch. That wrap still has a bit of shine left. Hopefully it comes off next week. So the is already started here. So we're taking the trim away and undoing all the bolts around the shifter, and then we'll be able to drop the transmission and remove the ATS clutch that's currently in there now. Unfortunately, with the 34, there's always the diffuser in the way, so that had to be taken off, and along with the stays here that we saw are in really bad condition. But that's okay, because I actually contacted Garage Yoshida and they sent me their version of the bracket kit for the diffuser. So I'm going to be replacing all the rusted out parts next week with the Garage Yoshida parts. I have to look into the instructions because these are actually mounted to the diffuser with rivets. So I need to see if I remove the rivets or actually use bolts or different systems attached. But they got rid of the exhaust and are now working on the propeller shaft. I actually spotted a little bit of leakage around the KW lifter lines. So it's always been spraying hydraulic fluid all over the place. Another thing to look at. So the cool thing about Pit ORC is that most people just assume it's like a kind of race development shop, but it's actually a tuning shop. So, you know, if you're a privateer and you want parts fitted, not only their clutches, but you can either buy parts through them or bring your own parts. They have a fully accessorized workshop here, tire changer. They have a very expensive Hunter alignment machine, and you can pretty much get anything you want done here. They have very fast mechanics. I've never seen anybody work so fast at getting stuff taken down off a car. So if you're ever in the area, Isesaki Gunma, check it out. That is the 20-year-old ATS twin plate clutch that's just about to come off. All right, so we managed to remove all the plates from the ATS. As you can see, it's been through quite a few heat cycles. All right, so we have the two clutches compared, so ORC here, ATS here. So what I've noticed with the ATS design is that it has kind of like a casing all around the center clutch where the discs would be packaged. And because it's semi-closed, there was a lot of dust that just sat and collected along, potentially causing issues. Like when we untightened it, so much dust dropped to the floor. So I think with the open design of the RC, the dust can be more free to get out of the housing and not be in the way and possibly create any issues with the ways that the discs kind of merge up to each other. So this is a very special process that ORC does. They have a specific grease that they developed along with a grease manufacturer with molybdenum inside. So it creates this coating on the input shaft that even after the grease, the oily part of the grease burns off, it stays, creates a coating against the metal. And it's only ORC that does this, so that's pretty interesting process. Second plate, and then the spring loaded front section, which we were looking at before. We spotted this Decotora truck carrying a Drift S14. I can't make out whose car it is, but it's probably going down to the Kansai Drift All-Stars, which are being held this weekend. Alright, so fast forward 24 hours and I'm back in Tokyo. Unfortunately, the guys at Pit ORC were not able to adjust the clutch in the manner that they thought was nice. I think what ended up happening was that once they purged the system, the master cylinder didn't end up working too well. I mean, it's still the original one that was used even on the stock setup. So I left the car there. They gave me a Suzuki Swift courtesy car, came back home. Today, Saturday, I'm actually going to Nismo Omori factory because I just called them up and they have a Nismo slightly bigger capacity master cylinder. So I'm gonna pick that up. And then tomorrow, once I come back from Gunsai, I'm gonna stop at Pit ORC, get them to fit the master cylinder, and then hopefully everything will be fine and I can drive back with the GTRs. Okay, so here we are at Nismo Omori factory, and strangely enough, if you look down here, there's a Supra and an FL5. Nice Z32 just pulled up on BBS. Very nice. 332 GTRs. All right, let's go inside and see if we can get this clutch cylinder. Cool thing is they always have the Le Mans car hanging on the wall, and race engine, so the Group A R32 engine, and then the very last RB to be run on a Skyline race car, the GT500J GTC R34, and it's so much lower because of course it's dry sumped. Some of the engine packages that Nismo offers, R3, the S2, and the VR. But the coolest thing, of course, are the complete cars. And I'm not talking about the modern stuff, but the Clubman racing spec, the R34, the R33, and the R32. And the king of them all, the Z-Tune. This is Nismo's very own Z-Tune that will be on display at the end of this month at Ars Meeting, and then also at Nismo Festival on the first Sunday of December. They actually have the R33 Penzo from JGTC. So this is a 1998 car that Eric Comas drove and won the championship. There it is. What a legend of a car. stunning in every way. Let's take a look at the back. Has the craziest spoiler setup. And then of course the R34. So this was Ide and Terleur's car, 2002. So this is the last year of the R34 Skyline GTR in GT500. It then got replaced by the Z33, and this car wasn't actually running an RB26. It was running the VQ, turbocharged VQ. So yes, a Skyline, but not really a true Skyline. So there it is, the VQ30 DETT twin turbo V6 that then was used on. So this is actually the Nismo version of the Skyline 400R. This just came out. This is actually the first time I see it. I know somebody that has this on order, so we'll probably do a piece when that car arrives, but basically it's a pumped up version of the 400R. So it runs the same engine as the Z34, the RZ34, the 400Z. So it's a VR30 base engine and fitted here to a comfortable sedan. So we call this the Japanese M3. The goodies: radiator shroud, the airbox, the carbon fiber piping, titanium strut brace, the GT plenum, all dream parts for any guys with an RB26 on their bonnet, and a ton of other stuff here. All the heritage stuff and replacement parts for your RB. Well, that's the dream. This is all the Z-Tune carbon fiber set, so the carbon fiber wider fenders, the Z-Tune bumper, and the diffuser section. And that over there is the new R35 carbon hood. Very, very expensive stuff. Okay, this is really funny. So I thought, let me give ORC a quick call just to make sure that I don't need the operating cylinder as well as a master cylinder for the clutch, because Nismo stocks both. And it turns out that last night they actually figured out that a small seal had broke in the master cylinder. So they actually ordered it this morning, and I think the dealer had it. So they managed to actually replace it, and it works fine. So yes, I did come to Nismo for nothing, but at least the car is fixed, so I can actually just go and pick it up tomorrow on the way back from Gunsai without any issues, or without them having to fit the cylinder. So thank you to the guys here at Nismo that actually looked for the part for me, but this time it's not needed. So we can head out and head back to Gunma tomorrow. All right, so here we are at Pit ORC again. Just coming back from Gunsai. And the GTR is done. It's right here. Hello. So we're here to pick up the GTR again. It's been fixed up. It's all ready to go. Hell, they even cleaned it? No, they didn't. But yeah, cool. Let's jump in. All right, so I'm just gonna head up to the track here at ORC just to have a little check of the feel of the clutch, and if I have any feedback, I'll let them know if they need to make any changes. But I already feel it already feels pretty tight and almost new, so I'm gonna go do that now. So the feel is actually really smooth, and there's no nasty vibration at low RPM like the ATS had. Okay, so car's all set, ready to go. We're gonna head out, and since we have a nice long drive back with plenty of traffic, I'm gonna get to not only start bedding in the clutch. I've got about 500 kilometers. I need to kind of make sure I hit some things that they told me to do here at ORC. Kind of slip in the clutch in second gear and some takeoffs. Interesting cars keep driving by here. And yeah, so like on the highway, maybe doing like 5 clutch kicks, waiting 30 seconds, doing another 5, just to get some heat into the plates and just bind the carbon discs to the other metal surfaces. All right, so a few more clutch kicks, and then hopefully that will be enough